Hello, and welcome to the training session on social skills. Today, your presenter will be Michelle Stainton. There are a variety of social skills with which students struggle. Social skills can be especially difficult during unstructured playtime. Some examples include difficulty keeping their hands to themselves, playing with friends in an appropriate manner, and basic turn-taking skills. The result of poor social skills can be fighting over toys. This can often result in tantrums by one or both of the students involved. There are a broad range of social skills that can be addressed in any classroom. Here are some examples. This presentation will focus on training to address making a request, taking turns, and playing appropriately with friends. We will focus on teaching these social skills school-wide and will focus on implementing strategies that are effective and straightforward. Staff will be supported with training and materials. Our goal is to help students who have difficulty communicating learn how to do so appropriately and effectively. The range of interventions addressing social skills is as broad as the skills needed to be socially successful. We will focus on our training on the use of Picture Exchange Communication Systems, or PECS, and social stories. PECS teaches children with impaired communication skills an alternative way to communicate. There are no prerequisite skills needed to utilize PECS. However, a preference assessment should be completed prior to implementation. Social stories are short stories written from the child's perspective that provide children specific information about an activity or situation, what to expect from others during the activity or situation, and what behavior they are expected to display. There are 6 teaching phases in PECS. Items that a child shows strong preference for should be used in the training. Phase 1 is teaching a student how to communicate. Training in this phase will include the student, an adult who provides prompting, and an adult who is the communicative partner. The phase starts with the child being shown a highly preferred item. They are then taught to give an adult, or communication partner, a picture of that item in order to receive it. Most to least prompting method will be used, with prompts being faded throughout the training sessions. Phase 2 is called Distance and Persistence. This phase focuses on increasing a student's independence. The student is taught to go to where the pictures are stored, book, folder, etc., take the picture, go to the communication partner, get their attention, and finally, give them the picture. Phase 3 is picture discrimination. This phase is similar to Phase 2. The difference is that the child has multiple pictures to choose from in the communication book or folder. Phase 4 is teaching sentence structure. This phase includes pictures or symbols representing I want. Using most to least prompting, the student is taught to pick the I want card and the card for the desired item. They will then learn to place the cards in order so they create a sentence. Phase 5 is responding to, what do you want? The student learns to use a sentence strip to respond to the question, what do you want? The final phase focuses on teaching commenting skills. The student will learn to respond to additional questions of, what do you see? What do you have? Using PECS can help individuals communicate in more effective ways, which benefits the whole school system. PECS can increase the ability to request items and engage in back and forth play with others. They can also increase the ability to communicate with others and engage in positive interactions with peers and adults. The following video is a short clip on how an individual can use PECS.
Hey, what did you want? I want soda. Okay.
The second intervention to increase social skills is the use of social stories. There are specific steps that need to be used when writing a social story. The first step is to observe the child in the situation you are addressing. The second step is to write the story from the perspective of the child in present tense with a title that reflects the purpose of the story. The third step is to use positive language and include pictures if appropriate. Lastly, using the recommended ratio of 2 to 5 descriptive, perspective, and affirmative sentences for each directive sentence will help the individual understand how to implement the appropriate social skill. Social stories can be used to address several areas where an individual struggles socially. Examples are when a child struggles to grasp a social norm, such as walking in the store, using restrooms, using manners, etc. They can also help when a child is disorganized or unprepared. Social stories can help when the child needs reinforcement of rules, routines, and procedures, or when the child lacks social skills. They can also help a child learn to respond to social cues or redirections. Finally, social cues can help a child who is struggling with expectations. Reinhardt and Carter surveyed teachers who teach children with autism and asked them about social story effectiveness. Only 3% said they were ineffective. We can conclude from this survey that social stories in the classroom can improve behaviors as perceived by teachers. Lining up is an example of a social story. At school, we sometimes line up. We line up to go to the gym, to go to the library, and to go out to recess. Sometimes my friends and I get excited when we line up because we're going someplace fun, like out to recess. It's okay to get excited, but it's important to try to walk to the line. Running can cause accidents, and my friends or I could get hurt. I'll walk to the line. My friends and teacher will be happy when I walk to the line. Here are other examples of social stories. This concludes our training. We hope that you've learned about how to implement social skills training in the classroom through the use of picture exchange communication and social stories.